Hello friends, my name is Phil Buck and I am not in an Uber, although it looks like I might be. I'm in a 10 News vehicle. Check out Liz Birch. She's our newest reporter, and she's been helping us out today. She's helping us out right now by driving the vehicle. But what we're talking about today is a crazy... So we're talking about a crazy story about... I'm sorry, my wife keeps trying to call me on the other line there. What some Uber drivers are doing, and there's this thing called the Surge Club. Apparently, I'd never heard of this. Apparently, they go and they all get together in one area, and they all agree to turn the app off at the same time. So say like we were just coming from Tampa International Airport, and they all try to turn the app off at the same time. That then creates an artificial shortage of drivers in that area, say in the area of the airport. Well, we all know what happens when there's a shortage of drivers in the area. Surge pricing kicks in, and the pricing goes up on rides. It can double. It can even be even more than double. Once that surge pricing kicks in, drivers then turn their apps back on, and then they go pick up riders and charge them that surge price. So this was originally a story that was broken by WJLA, a news organization up in the DC, Virginia area, sort of the MVA, or as you know, the Beltway up there. And basically, they found drivers at the airport that were doing this. And then there was a follow-up investigation where they found a RideShare driver on YouTube. He's got a popular YouTube page as well. His name is Dustin Nickel. He's based out of Tampa Bay. And he went on YouTube on his page and started talking about this as well. Like the Surge Club, the number one rule about Surge Club is don't talk about Surge Club. You know what I'm saying? And he has caught a lot of heat. Now, I went and talked to him today. You can find my story on WTSP.com. He tells me that his video was meant as a warning for other drivers. He does not condone this behavior, and he does not participate in this behavior, is what he tells me. But he was doing the video sort of as a joke and calling out these other drivers saying, hey, you're not supposed to be doing this. Oh, and you're talking to the news about it when you're not supposed to be doing it. So he was kind of making fun of him for that. But what he tells me was he had heard about this even before he started driving for Uber. He's been driving for Uber for about 3 plus years, but he knew about this well before and says it's well known amongst RideShare drivers. There are Facebook groups and things like that where people are talking about these things, and apparently this is well known amongst drivers. I had never heard of it. Liz, had you ever heard of it?
I have heard of surge prices, but I didn't know that there was this idea that people would intentionally cause them.
Right.
So I've ordered an Uber or a Lyft after a concert or a sporting event. Sorry, I can't look at the camera because I'm driving.
Yeah.
But I've ordered it and seen that it's more expensive because a lot of people are requesting them in that area. I hadn't heard until really recently, basically when this story came out, that this was going on, that people were allegedly intentionally doing this. But the man we talked to today that you interviewed, he was saying that it's like you said, something that he had heard about since before he started driving over, and he said he started that 3 years ago. So he'd been aware of it for at least 4 years.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'd heard of surge pricing, certainly, but was not aware that drivers were manipulating the app to kick in the surge prices and then make more money off of riders. But apparently this is a well-known thing. So that was our story today. We went and talked with this driver who has his YouTube page, Dustin Nickel. He was very forthcoming, and excuse me, I just want to give everyone a look. I don't know where you're watching from right now. We are driving across Tampa Bay right now. This is
so beautiful.
This is Tampa Bay, sunny day. Look, we got some pelicans flying.
I'm new to the area and I'm still really excited about the pelicans. I was out with reporter Emerald yesterday, and she thought it was really funny how excited I was about them. She's like, yeah, you're gonna see pelicans pretty much every day. And I was like, they're right there.
Yes.
Right next to the freeway. It is absolutely gorgeous though.
It is. And another little look, I mean, take a look. This is what Tampa Bay, Florida in the summertime looks like. You got sun over here and some clouds. And then if you look south, oh, we got some rain clouds down there and some stormy weather. So just a little look into life in Tampa Bay. But getting back to the story, I don't know how widespread this is. Maybe a lot of people know about it. I don't know how widespread it is. I did talk to somebody with Uber today who told me they have looked into it, and in fact that they've looked into the Tampa Bay market in particular, and they haven't found any evidence of price manipulation here in the Tampa Bay area. But again, Dustin Nickel, who is a driver and knows other drivers and is in this community of drivers and has a very popular YouTube page among drivers, he says it's going on, or at least it has here in the past. And apparently it is in other areas as well. This report up at Reagan International Airport in the DC area, it's definitely going on there as well. The Uber representative also told me that they have technological safeguards in place to try and prevent this from happening. They did not expound on what exactly those safeguards are, but they did say that they're there. What do you point at, Jared?
What exit are you taking?
Oh,
Sorry,
exactly.
I'm still really new.
I got you. This is how new Liz is.
Not a good Uber driver.
Liz is a very kind person to drive us back to the station so that I can talk to you guys. Liz, you're gonna want to get in the right-hand lane.
All right.
And you're gonna take your next exit.
Okay.
You got plenty of time. Forgive us.
Very new here.
I'm
using Google Maps everywhere.
Exactly. I'll be your Google Maps.
Thank you. You're doing great.
So this is you. I also contacted Lyft today. Lyft's response was, "Hey, this looks like an Uber problem. Doesn't apply to us." So that was all I could get out of them. But going back to just the issue of technology, drivers gaming the system. Here's another thing. This isn't the only thing that they have. I was just in the RideShare parking lot at Tampa International Airport. We were doing some live shots there for our evening newscast. And one of the law enforcement officers at the airport, like airport law enforcement, pulls up and asks me, we start talking as we usually do. And he told me, he was like, "I'm not surprised at all." He said, camera isn't flipped? Oh, okay. I don't know what they're talking about. Basically, he told me that he found somebody in the parking lot there who had a jammer and was jamming the signals of other drivers' cell phones so that driver could pick up those fares. So that tells you the extent some people will go to game the system and try and get fares on Uber, which I thought was just mind-boggling. Here's Doris. She said it cost her $23 to go, $36 to come back from TPA. I think that is a good example of surge pricing. Obviously it's Pride weekend coming up. St. Pete Pride is not this weekend, but the following weekend. Hundreds of thousands of people are going to pour into downtown St. Petersburg. You know that there are going to be Uber and Lyft and rideshare drivers out there. I don't know if there's a plan to kick in the surge pricing. I would imagine that surge pricing is going to kick in anyway, just on the sheer number of people that are down there. But this is something to be aware of if you're a consumer, if you're a user of these ride-sharing apps. Sometimes, I have talked to people who took a ride, didn't realize they were being charged surge pricing until later. They got the email and saw, this should have been a $25 ride and it cost them $90. So, here, Hano says just report them on the app. Yes, absolutely report any drivers on the app that you encounter problems with. But I think, in this situation, how would you know that your driver was participating in this behavior? I don't know that you would. I mean, all you know is you log on to the app and you see